Welcome to Mystery Dome TV, where darkness breathes and legends refuse to die. Tonight's story drifts from the forgotten heart of Detroit, a place locals call Zone 13. They say whoever rules those streets becomes a legend. But in this city, legends have a way of clawing their way back from the grave. Thunder cracks above Rose Point Avenue. Police tape flutters in the wind. Detective Malik Voss, 45, stares down at a corpse lying in a puddle of crimson rain. The body's eyes are missing, its tongue gone. Sprayed across the brick wall in dripping red paint, Street Legend Lives. Third one this week. Same mark. You think ghosts tag walls, Harker? Detective Janelle Harker loads her weapon. Maybe not ghosts, maybe disciples. Rico Delgado's myth still runs this block. Malik lowers his voice. Rico's been dead 5 years. Dead men don't start turf wars. A sudden burst of static erupts from Malik's radio. A distorted whisper. You forgot my name. Then silence. The detectives follow blood trails into a rust-eaten factory. Rain leaks through shattered glass. A ringtone echoes, Malik's phone displaying an old, deleted contact. Rico D, he answers. You buried the wrong man. Detective, come alone, or she bleeds. Gunfire explodes, sparks shower. When Malik turns, Janelle is gone. Only her badge remains, glinting under a broken light. On the wall behind him, words glow in UV spray paint. The legend breathes. Desperate, Malik visits the undertaker, an old mortician whose shop hides beneath a chapel. Coffins line the walls. Candles tremble as he speaks. You think you buried Rico Delgado. The one in that box had no eyes, no tongue, no heart. You sealed another man's death. He slides a folder across the table. Falsified autopsy photos. Rico walks again. Not alive, not dead. Zone 13 feeds him now. A faint whistle echoes from somewhere above. In the rain-slicked heart of Detroit's Zone 13, a name is whispered like a curse. Rico Delgado. They call him the Street Legend, a phantom born from the city's concrete and shadows. Detective Malik Voss knows the whispers well. They haunt his tired eyes, each raindrop on his trench coat a reminder of a past he can't escape. His partner, the sharp and skeptical detective Janelle Harker, sees only a ghost story, a myth spun by the desperate. But the bodies turning up on Rose Point Avenue, marked by something not quite human, tell a different tale. Their investigation leads them down a rabbit hole of urban decay, from the echoing silence of abandoned auto plants to the cold, fluorescent hum of police HQ at midnight. Malik, tormented by guilt, seeks answers where logic fears to tread. He finds them in the candle-lit basement of a figure known only as the Undertaker. This ancient, skeletal man speaks in riddles of vengeance and supernatural reckonings, his words painting a chilling picture of a man who died but refused to leave. The legend says Rico Delgado was wronged, left for dead, and the city itself answered his silent scream for justice. Now, he stalks the fog-choked streets, his face a half-burned mask of fury, his eyes glowing with an unholy light. He isn't just a man anymore, he's the embodiment of the city's rage. As Malik and Harker close in, they realize they aren't hunting a killer. They're heading for a supernatural showdown at a crossroads where the line between myth and reality has been washed away by the rain. To stop the street legend, they'll have to confront the sins of the city and their own personal demons. Will they restore order, or will they become just another chapter in the city's haunted history? Malik drives through empty streets, following that same whistle. He stops outside a derelict diner, once Rico's headquarters. Inside, every member of Rico's old crew lies dead at the tables, faces locked in terror. Each mouth sealed shut. On the ceiling, written in soot. One more to go. Malik's breath shakes. He knows he's the last name on Rico's list. Malik breaks into evidence storage, pulling a dusty file marked Operation Street Legend. Inside, an audio tape, his own voice confessing how he framed Rico to earn his badge. He presses play, static. Then Rico's voice seeps through. You can't bury truth in asphalt, Malik. It always seeps through. Monitors around him flicker, security feeds twist into grainy snow. A figure stands motionless outside the glass doors, dripping with rain, humming that same low tune. The intersection of death, 5th and Rose Point. Malik returns to the origin. The crossroad where Rico died. From the mist, Rico Delgado steps forward. Half-rotted, eyes black as oil. You're a myth, Rico. A ghost. Ghosts don't bleed. Detective, we remember. He drags his fingers across the asphalt. Fire sparks, forming the words Malik fires. Rico staggers but doesn't fall. Instead, he whispers, "You forgot my name." The ground trembles. Cracks spider beneath Malik's feet as black tar oozes upward. Rotting hands claw from the street, seizing his legs. What are you? A promise kept. Malik is pulled under, screaming, into the boiling asphalt. The street seals shut. Only Rico remains, humming softly as the rain begins again. Police flood the scene. No Malik, only his badge, half melted into the pavement. The city wakes, unaware that something ancient walks its alleys again. A teenage vlogger films the cordoned street. Yo, they say the street legend came back last night. Whole blocks cursed. Behind him, faint whistling cuts through the wind. He turns. No one's there. Detroit buries its dead deep. But some names refuse to stay silent. If you ever hear whistling on an empty street, run. Because in Zone 13, the street legend still walks. Sound of rain and distant thunder. In the dead of night, when the rain washes over Detroit's Zone 13, some stories refuse to stay buried. They say if you listen closely, you can still hear the whispers of those the city forgot. This isn't just a story about a crime, it's about a legend born from concrete and vengeance. Sound of a lighter flicking open and shut. My name is Detective Malik Voss. For years, I've walked these haunted streets, each puddle reflecting a mistake, each shadow holding a ghost. But this case, this one is different. It started on Rose Point Avenue, under the cold glare of police lights. Another victim, another dead end. My partner, Detective Harker, saw a pattern. She's sharp, always looking for the logical explanation. But in Zone 13, logic died a long time ago. The street kids whispered a name, Rico Delgado. They called him a ghost, a myth, a man who supposedly died in a fire years ago, but now walks the alleys, his face a horrifying mask of justice. A street kid, barely 16, showed us a grainy video on his cracked phone. A figure in a dark hood, moving through the fog like a phantom. The kid was scared, said Delgado only appears when a certain line is crossed. Our search led us to the strangest places, from the echoing silence of an abandoned auto plant to a basement that smelled of dust and ancient secrets. There, we met a man they call the Undertaker. Surrounded by candles and coffins, he spoke in riddles, warning us that some legends are real. He said Delgado wasn't just a man anymore. He was the street's answer to its own suffering. Now, we're heading to the crossroads of 5th and Rose Point, where it all supposedly began. Harker thinks we're chasing a ghost story, a vigilante using a myth to his advantage. But I've seen the fear in people's eyes. I've felt the cold grip on this city. I know what I'm about to face isn't just a man, it's a reckoning, and I have a feeling he's been waiting for me. This is the story of the street legend. If you want to see how this dark tale unfolds, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what happens when the lines between myth and reality blur completely. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.